Hey, it's great to be with you again today. Have you ever felt like God is just too busy to hear your prayers? You know, you're running around, you're doing your life, and you know you get so right, and you're caught up in it, and you're so busy you think, well, God must be busy too, and you don't even think to pray because maybe he's caught up listening to somebody else who really needs some prayer, you know, or somebody's more important, or, well, you know, I'm nobody. And, you know, it's easy to get caught up in that. And Jesus was walking one day, and he's walking and teaching the people, and this synagogue teacher comes up and says, Jesus, can you come to my house? My daughter is dying. She's really sick. Can you come? And Jesus is like, yeah, man, let's go. And they start walking to his house, and in the midst of it all, he gets surrounded by all these people, and people are wanting to touch him, and this woman comes up behind him who's been bleeding for 12 years, and she touches him, and she's healed, and Jesus gets all wrapped up with her, and like, who touched me, right? So all this stuff is going on. And then somebody comes and says, hey, Jairus, don't bother the teacher anymore, your daughter died. And Jesus looks at Jairus, and he says, hey, don't worry. Let's go to the house. She's just asleep. And they go to the house, and he walks in, and the little girl is laying there dead, and the people are wailing and crying, because that was what they did, you know. When somebody died, they would tear their clothes, and they would wail, and they'd bring in professional mourners and people, right? All this stuff was going on, and Jesus says, don't worry, she's just asleep. And they start to ridicule Jesus, because they know death, right? They've seen death before. They know what death looks like. But Jesus says, everybody out of the room except for Peter, James, and John. And they all leave the room, and he reaches over and he takes the young girl's hand and he says, get up. And she sits up, and she gets up, and Jesus opens the door, and the people freak out because they knew she was dead. But see, here's the thing. Everybody thought that Jesus was too busy to get there, and she died in the meantime, right? And Jesus can do incredible things. God can do incredible things, even though we think God is too busy and he's tied up doing something else. He's tied up healing a woman. He's tied up healing somebody in the hospital. He's tied up working in the war in the Ukraine, or all the unrest in the Mideast. And we think, well, God doesn't he doesn't have time for me. I'm just Joe. I'm Joe Nobody. And God says, don't worry. Let's go to your house. Let's see what I can do. If we have true faith, which Jairus did, God does incredible things. And we need to be aware that when he answers our prayer, we need to throw up praises to him, man. Because sometimes we get running so fast, we don't even think to thank him for answered prayer when it happens. Don't think that God doesn't want to do something in your life today, because he does. Because he loves each and every one of us with a never-ending love. May God continue to pour out his grace, mercy, and blessings on each and every one of us until we get to meet again. Amen. Amen.